Who there? Can I help you?
Doesn't she remind you of Goody Perkins?
Aye, the old lady. She seemed fine.
We should look in on her. Think you could take on a ghost?
Let's get back up.
Stop that spectre before it possesses the corpse. You shouldn't stay in there.
Adventure. Sounds fun.
You're such a little boy sometimes. Off we go then.
What a name. I like it.
It's very unusual. This looks like the captain's cabin, frozen in time.
The ship's captain was married to Goody Perkins.
That must be why her ghost lingers here. They must have had a house. Can't be far, if it still stands. The years seem to have spared this place. How strange.
That boat reminds me of Old Bareen. I went there once. Sat on the quay with my mum and my sister was eating cod and watching the boats.
My father took me fishing. I too would watch the great ships come and go. I'd get restless. He'd give me the squid he'd grilled for his handlines. I miss him.
The house by the sea. Hepzibah's house.
A lonely place for an old woman alone.
No, it's not here. Where did I put that stupid key?
Good day.
What? Oh. Who are you? I don't know you, do I?
Didn't we meet her ghost?
Good day, ma'am. Red McCraith. We spoke, of late. I'm the Banisher.
Why, yes, I do remember. You're the kind young man, the doctor. Or was it the rat catcher? What can I do for you?
Have you any family, Goody Perkins? A sister, perhaps?
I don't have any relatives left.
Did you have a twin sister?
My memory, sir, is lately like empty pages in the book. But I would surely remember a sister.
Her memory is failing.
There's something you should know. In the wrecked hull of a sea vessel, I found your husband's log.
Husband? The very idea. I've known no husband. I'm sorry. The log cannot be right. It must belong to someone else. It must. Right? Yes, it must. I've known no husband, and I'll not hear otherwise.
Not so sure about that.
Noticed anything strange lately?
Nothing stranger than usual.
How about lurkers? Shadowy figures, perhaps, seen from the corner of your eye. The feeling that someone was watching you.
No. Why?
Well, here's the thing. I believe you may be haunted by a ghost.
A ghost? Don't be silly. I have rats, maybe. I'm sure I've heard them scrabbling. But they're just rats.
Change the subject. See if it helps.
Did I hear you were looking for a lost key? Would you like me to help you look?
Why, thank you, young man. That would be just fine.
I'll bid you good day, ma'am.
You take care now, Richard.
Her memory seems muddled.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the price of getting old? Well, let's find out.
Something's here.
Hidden. Dust. Undisturbed.
She mustn't come up here anymore.
Nothing interesting here.
I want this for my mantle.
Our mantle? I'd like that. The boat, not so much.
I'll use a sextant, but I prefer a well-drawn map.
It's really not that complicated.
Map. Every time.
I feel an echo.
Is all well? I heard a noise.
Worry not, madam. Not about the furniture, leastways.
That witch put a curse upon my poor husband's boat. He lies dead in the briny deep, and she walks free. I'll not bear it, and nor should you.
Your distress moves me, Mrs. Perkins. I'm very sorry for your loss. and I swear upon my honor as a servant of God I shall not turn from the truth. You may trust me to deal with Deborah in the appropriate way. Attending that, please put the sickle down, for I fear you'll do one of us an injury.
Goody Perkins was very angry.
And she hated Deborah. Keep looking for the key. Not here.
Whale. I saw another like it on the ship. Key's hers. We should return it. Goody Perkins, here's the key.
Key? What key?
The key you were looking for. That key. The key.
I don't know anything about a key. I don't want it. You keep it.
You had a husband. Have you forgotten?
Stop saying that. I've never married.
When he died, you blamed Deborah. One of the widows from your husband's crew wrote to you. What happened?
I'm no Deborah. I have no husband. I'm no Deborah, and you, sir, are bothering me. Please, leave.
We'll get no more from Goody Perkins. Maybe someone at the Harrows will know something.
Look, there. I do believe that's our ghost.
She's leading us somewhere. Let's follow her track.
I don't like ghosts that run away.
Come on then, keep up.
Ugh. I admit I am surprised. Sweet old harmless Goody Perkins was an absolute hellion.
People change over time. But since her husband died at sea, why blame Deborah for it?
Perhaps she was in pain. Needed someone to blame for the loss of her husband.
Let's ask her ghost.
Back here again.
Maybe we missed something the first time. Once more with feeling.
Last one yet.
never learn, do...
Likes us, mate.
Don't just stand there. Move!
How does an old ship magically become newer?
We need to look for somewhere to cross. Try to find a way across.
I'm on it.
The spot can't be far.
Gone again.
Wait, she led us here. She must have had a reason.
I sense an echo somewhere nearby. Here and now, I lift the curtain.
Have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness. For I have done this evil in thy sight. Hang me up before the Lord against the sun. That is, fierce anger be turned away. Deliver me from my blood guilt. Purge me, and I shall be clean.
Tell me you understand what is going on.
Is she trying to warn us about something? She killed herself out of guilt. But guilt about what? There she is.
I pray she stays there. No more running.
What strangeness is this? Can you really be Goody Perkins?
I can be Hepzibah Perkins, and I am. I know Mr. McRae, but I don't know you.
I'm Antea Duarte.
I need your help. I do not wish to ask for it, but I must. I have prayed for help, but God has not sent his answer, because I do not deserve an answer. Unless the answer is you. Then God mocks me. But at least he answers.
Why are you here? What draws you to this ship?
It all began and ended here. I have been punished for my sins. But God has given me the chance to right my wrongs. I must take it. I must warn me. Of the danger. The gates of heaven are closed to me, and the Lord is deaf to my complaint. I've committed the greatest of all sins. I denied the life he gave me. Damnation eternal awaits us both. I must save her from herself.
This is... How can you be alive and dead at the same time?
This is the Lord's punishment. This is his will. I remember the bone-chilling cold as I wandered in the endless darkness. Then Suddenly, his warm and dazzling light enveloped me and brought me back. Here, to where I'd lost my life. This is my penance. Damned to watch, helpless, as I sin against him. Again, and again, and again. But then, I thought perhaps not. Perhaps this is my chance for redemption. For absolution. For salvation.
Life can take you to the darkest places. I know this. I know how tempting a permanent solution to a temporary problem can seem. Yet some consider it the worst of sins. What brought you to it?
God knows. And I would prefer to keep it between he and I.
If you want us to help, we'll need to know.
I just need you to get away from her. Every time you ask her the question, it's one more chance for her to remember.
Your living self seems to have lost her memory. Any idea how?
She has lost her memory because she is haunted. Perhaps this is why God has sent me.
You remember, and she forgets. What happens if it starts to come back to her?
Then she will remember, and I will forget.
This is genuinely fascinating.
If she remembers, I have failed. I am the keeper of her memories, her pain, her faults and her guilt. I protect her from the past to safeguard her future.
You don't protect her, though. You're killing her.
Then she dies without adding to her sins, and I am no longer needed.
We must go now.
Please, save her.
What now?
We go back to the old lady's house and check in on her.
This case is beyond me. What about you?
Charles once told me about a time-traveling ghost. I didn't believe him. Kronos, god of time. This has something to do with the ship.
Well, obviously. Exactly what I was thinking.
The nightmare likes to play with time. No more nights and winter never ending. This may be some sophisticated punishment for Hepzibah. I don't think she's home.
Reinforcements! Goody Perkins!
Look, the rock. There's an echo here.
Come on! Won't someone do something? All right, I'll start then. Cowards you all. We welcomed you, and this is how you reward us. Confess now, woman. Confess the names of your accomplice witches, or be sent back to the rotten hell you worship.
Damn it.
Wish we hadn't seen that.
But we have seen it. Now we know. How bad is it?
She remembers, and soon shall I die.
You took part in the torture and murder of Deborah Comenius. You killed her.
I could not bear the grief of my husband's loss. It turned to anger. I sought a culprit. My rage was blind. I knew Deborah guilty, because I needed her to be guilty. I was not alone in it. I share the blame. But the guilt is all my own.
This mistake, how do we stop you, her, from making it?
Talk to her. She remembers. The curse will be repeated. Her memory returns and she remembers the stone. She remembers the day. The day she killed. The day she killed Deborah. The memory of that sin, of her blood guilt, will drive her to another sin yet worse. I must be stopped.
We must go now.
Please, don't let her do it. Save me from the sin I'll soon commit.
Mrs. Perkins, are you all right?
I have a weight upon me. The stone. The stone. May God forgive me. What have I done? I remember now. I remember everything.
Aye, and I can tell you're upset. It's a lot to take in. Unfortunately, there's more. There's a lot more. The ghost that haunts you is you. It's hoping to stop you doing something that you'll regret.
My ghost! Is this why sadness hangs heavy on my poor heart? Is this how I feel my guilt?
You must live. Please, believe me. The alternative is far, far worse.
I know. But what if that's what I deserve? You're a good soul, sir, and a man of action. Help me. Spare me my misery. I beg you, end it. End it now.
She takes you for a murderer. The sin is hers. Don't take it for your own.
I hear you. And I feel your pain. I'll do whatever I can to help. Mrs. Perkins, it's time.
You heard. Show yourself.
Hepzibah Perkins, as you live and breathe, I know your past, and your future too. I've heard your request.
I see no other way.
There is always another way. But if this will prevent your damnation, I'm happy to serve.
Thank you. You seem a nice young man. I know how much this cost you. Sail towards my end. Land ho, and God bless you, Red McRae. You heard my complaint. Thank you.
That was something.
It won't be the last weird case you have. Trust me. Take care. The place is warded. Move it!
Try this on! Bastard!
My father would tell me stories. In the heart of the mountains lived a mystical race who desired only peace. Can hear him now. These mystics, he said, valued life and used gold only for their mausoleums. All creatures were accepted among them, except the men who were born to stay away, bellicose and greedy.
Let me guess, they went anyway.
Aye, being bellicose, they did. And being greedy, they went after the gold. Their mausoleums desecrated, the mystics cursed the humans and hid themselves away. They remind me of Ceridian, or Resta. Now this place looks like the drawings on the map. Mines. The mountains must be rich in ore. Looks a bit rickety.
It's built for a team. One man alone should be fine. Should be.
Won't budge.
A tangle of rope work blocks it up. I love doing that. Not a pleasant way to die.
There's a pleasant way to die, is there?
Over here. Look. The The lift should be freed now.
These beams look fragile. Will they hold?
Would you rather climb?
If it were up to me, I wouldn't be here to begin with. Snow. Have we climbed higher or has the weather gotten colder?
The nightmare is at work. She's likely using the weather in New Eden to further isolate its people.
Then once the curse is lifted, the snow will disappear.
I think so.
Your funeral! Away with you!
Did you hear that?
Yes. Nearby.
Not today.
According to our map, the treasure can't be far.
shite.
Giving it all you've got.
Get out of there! It is about to strike.
I hate those things.
Wasn't your first, won't be your last.
Aye, thank you. Something's nearby.
Where is it? You're not a bad fellow to have around, you know.
Had your doubts, did you?
Don't get cocky. There's always more to learn. Key thing about a scourge?
A scourge is made of many spectres merged.
Not always. A harvester, for example, is a scourge born of a single spectre. A scourge will always seek a new physical body, often made of different materials. Very poor. Perhaps you'd prefer an easier question? On the nature of a ghost, perhaps?
Ghosts have ties, objects through which they're bound to someone living.
You are the opposite of Charles. Good at the practical, terrible at the academic. I hope it's enough.
Do you hear that?
Over here. A peaceful place. In different times.
Before the nightmare's influence, you mean?
Let's reach the fort, and a fire, and warm you up.
Did you feel that?
It's close. Trouble ahead. Spectres are attacking the fort.
Seek no ground! Hold fire! That fellow's not dead!
Who is that?
I've heard I said hold your fire!
There's more of them.
Hold there! None in, none out. Not living nor dead.
Name's Red McCraith. I'm obviously a Banisher. Open the door there. I've business within.
Your business is, if you'll excuse my articulating the evident, not my business. I have my orders. You can't come in.
I hear you, friend. What's your name?
The name's Andrew White. You seem a pleasant fellow. I like a Scot, me, but standing here, I'm on duty. And when I'm on duty, I'm not your friend. Listen, mate, folk in here have problems enough, and I can't be disobeying orders. Either priests or Pennington would have my guts, and I fancy neither.
Bennington knows me. He'll know I can help.
I'm sure he does. But put one dead man down, and 3 come back next day. Round here, sweet victory fast turns bitter. Bottom line is, the captain is indisposed, and I'll not add your complications to the pile. Now, you want to lend a hand? Mrs. Priest and her party are overdue. You can't miss the outpost. It looks out across the valley. If you could find her, and make sure she doesn't die, you'd surely gain her favor. And favor, as they say, opens doors.
Get in a fight and find your boss and dig her out of whatever hole she's in. All right. I can do that.
They have Spectre troubles. Let's first clear the nearby nest to relieve the fort, then deal with the missing.
How holds the fort?
How holds the fort? Precariously, that's how. Our strength dwindles, and we'll soon run out of powder. Priest took Williams and that other fella, and off they went, scavenging for supplies. They've not yet returned.
It's dangerous out there. The scavenger may easily become the carrion.
Heard any good scuttle lately?
The dead are coming, and you want to gossip. I admire your sang-froid, and that's the Lord's truth, but now, sir, is not the time.
Right. I'll likely be back.
Find our friends, Banisher. Or put them to rest.
I'll try. As soon as I take care of the Spectre's nest, I'll go looking for the outpost.
Death knocks at their gates. No wonder they won't open.
They don't have a choice. Another attack may overrun them.
More coming.
Come and get your breakfast, boys. Spectres. The fort will run out of powder.
These pests don't spring from nowhere.
Great! More fun! Peter!
That's it. That's the place. Fill in the hole. Bury them all.
I should buy the fort a little time.
Let's hope it's not too late for the famous Mrs. Priest.
Stuck.
Looks like you're walking.
Looks like.
I wonder how many there are in the fort.
Fewer by the day, I'll wager. Still, better to be inside than out.
I have another in sight. Get rid of the other Spectre first.
Can I get to this one? Your funeral!
The mountain is awash with specters.
Did the foraging party really come this way?
That would explain why they haven't returned.
it just me, or...?
I felt it too.
Help us, please! We have a survivor! Come!
I suppose we should follow.
Aye, he said survivor. Let's hurry.
This one's not been dead long.
Let's hope he stays that way.
Think you could take on a ghost?
Reinforcements! Hurry! She's being overrun! Come on!
More efficient than cannon powder.
My bolt is shot!
Behind you!
You'll get it next time.
Get back up!
Spectre, going for a meat suit.
You're done!
Watch out, we made it angry.
I'm fine. Stop fussing. A timely arrival. You'll be Haskell's Banishers. Thank you. Thank you both.
You can see me.
Clear as day, just as I can see. This is my husband. I am Helen Priest.
Antea Duarte. This is my partner, Red McGrath.
It is rare that the living can see the lingering dead.
All I know is one day I woke after 7 long years of grief, and my Sebastian was back. It was as if my prayers had at last been answered. That was enough for me.
In times of danger, I am duty-bound to protect the woman I love. You understand?
"7 years. Why come back now?"
It did not feel like 7 years. Suddenly, I felt her pain calling to me.
Divine intervention or otherwise, all that matters is that my dear Sebastian is back. Now, when I need him most.
We found the rest of your... Men outside. They're gone. I'm sorry.
We were overrun. I sent Matthews and Williams with the supplies to race for the hoist.
This was a risky expedition. But Helen had no choice. If the survivors were to rely on Pennington alone, the fort would have already fallen.
I suspect that's so. Sometimes difficult choices must be made. That's courage.
All the courage in the world will be worthless if those in command won't match it.
Pennington did this while monsters relentless besieged the fort. But make no mistake, these men's deaths are on the captain's conscience. If he has one.
How so?
7 years ago, a plague came to New Eden. Pennington quarantined the sick in the mines, walled them up. They were dark times. Hard times. None knew what the morrow would bring. We all lost much. Too much. As second in command, Sebastian volunteered to stay. Walled in with the others, he held out the longest. He died a hero. And now the Forsaken are rising. They demand revenge.
Who would blame them? I watched them die. Soldiers and miners, sick and hungry, begging for help they knew would never come.
Captain Pennington has much blood on his hands.
I'm sorry. You've been through a lot.
We have. We are, and will persist till we prevail.
We should get back to the fort. We will escort you.
I'm afraid I locked us in when I broke the latch.
If there's a way out, we'll find it. Off we go then.
Lock looks broken. I doubt that gate will ever open again.
Impressive. You Banishers are quite something.
That's all her.
A Banisher marched with my father's infantry. Good for morale, he said.
Soldiers usually carry their ghosts with them. War is good for our business.
I take it that's how you met. I know a soldier when I say fight.
I never worked for the army, but something like that.
We'll come back for you, my friend.
My sympathies.
This for 2 miserable powder boxes. How low has Pennington brought us?
If you didn't like him, why did you follow him?
I followed his reputation, but he's no longer the same man.
What would you do in his place?
I'm doing it. He sits behind his walls waiting for them to fall, and I'm out here fighting to live. We're fighting for our lives. The captain is in the way.
These internal conflicts are a risk for the stability of the fort.
A necessary risk for the survival of all. But I agree. This must end. You may leave the crates. I'll send someone back for them.
Yeah, the path should be quiet. We cleared the area of the Spectre's nest.
That's a relief. Follow me. White! Open the gates!
Priest! What are you lot waiting for? Open the gates!
Go talk to Pennington. Make him understand, if you can.
Where can I find him?
He hides in his office. You'll find him there.
Where are the other? What? Williams and the other chap?
Matthews. We were ambushed. They fell.
May God have mercy on their souls.
There's ammo in the elevator. Send Shepard and Abbott to bring it back.